Welcome back, friends. So today, well, I guess now I should say, instead of our recycled art project on our table, we have some ingredients. So I'm going to show you what they all are first, and then we're going to try and figure out what we're making. If you watched my recycling video, you might have an idea, but we'll have to see. So first, I started out this recipe with some butter, and then I added two different types of sugar, granulated sugar and brown sugar. So if there are two different types of sugar in it, friends, do you think it's going to be sweet or is it going to be salty? It is definitely going to be sweet, so that's a hint on what we're making. And then I added vanilla extract and some eggs right here. So let's see, just some eggs. Ooh, almost dropped my dozen eggs. Alright, so I'm going to push those to the side because now we know what those are. So that's everything that's in this bowl. So it looks a little brown. What else looks brown like this? Maybe pasta dough? Do you think I'm going to make pasta from scratch with you guys today? No. Okay, these are our last ingredients. So in this bowl is just plain salt. I actually forgot to get the container for that. And then flour. So I'm going to measure out the flour with you guys. So let's see. Our recipe says that we need 2 cups. So I'm going to fill it up all the way to the 2 line. So right there, that's 2 cups of flour. And I'm going to pour it in. And then we just need 1 more 1/4 cup. So let's see. A little bit more. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to close our flour and put that to the side as well with our measuring cup because we're all done measuring. And then I'm going to take our super cool spatula. Just make sure the salt is mixed in. And don't worry if you make a mess because we'll clean up when we're done, right, friends? Okay, so now I have flour and salt in this bowl and a bunch of ingredients in this bowl. So I'm still not super sure what we're making. What do you guys think? Could it be flour and sugar? Do you guys think it could be bread? Am I maybe making mata? No, let's see. In my recycling video, I said we'd be talking about baking cookies, right? So right now, all I'm doing is adding our flour and our salt mixture to all of our wet ingredients. And the only reason I measured everything out and had them mixed before we met, besides the flour, was just because I needed to use the beaters. And I didn't want it to be too loud for you guys. So now all I'm doing is mixing our wet ingredients with our blue spatula into our dry ingredients. Let's see. So we're just going to keep mixing. And let's see. Does that look done? Is that what it looks like when your moms make cookies or dads, grandmas, grandpas, family members? Or maybe you've seen someone bake cookies on Sesame Street. It's a pretty good episode, but I don't think it's quite done yet. I think more of our flour and salt mixture should be mixed into the dry ingredients. Let's see. And remember, do not eat any raw dough unless your parents or guardians say it's okay, right? Because it has eggs in it from our chickens at school. And we want to make sure we're not going to get hurt by eating any raw egg. But it's always okay if your parents say it's okay. Okay. We just don't like to eat our raw dough at school. Okay, so you got to make sure you scrape the bottom really good. And if you get to help your mom or dad make cookies, you should remind them or ask them even if you can scrape the bottom, because sometimes Miss Jessica forgets to scrape that part. So we're making chocolate chip cookies, right? So what is missing from our dough? We have all of our ingredients, right? Correct. We need our our chocolate chips. So I'm gonna open up our bag. Let's see. And I'm actually using a new recipe today. I'm super excited. So we're gonna use all of our chocolate chips. And I'm using a new recipe because Miss Jessica's grocery store was out of two very important ingredients for cookies. And that's baking soda and baking powder. Can you believe it? So instead of getting upset with the grocery store, I just came home and figured out a new recipe. So we got to use the internet. We got to use the internet to find a new recipe. And I'm super excited to be trying it for the first time with you guys. So what's important about baking soda and baking powder is that they kind of help the cookies rise. They create a reaction within the cookies that helps the dough rise some, so the cookies are kind of fluffy. But we're going to see what happens with this new recipe. So one of my favorite tricks is to use an ice cream scooper with our cookie dough. So all of our cookies are the same size. And what I'm going to do with these is just put them on our pan. And my size pan does best with 4 rows of 3 cookie dough balls. So let's see, in just a second, we're going to count our cookie dough balls and see if I have the right number. And it's important to be careful during this part so we don't waste any of our cookie dough. Okay, almost done. We're on our 4th row. Our last one. Okay, can you guys help me count out our cookie dough? Let's look. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good job, friends. So we are going to go together to put these in our oven, which Miss Jessica already preheated so we could be ready to bake together. So what I'm going to do is open my oven, possibly put in the cookies, and then we are going to go back to our table to talk about baking and the importance of ingredients. And we're going to set a timer while we wait. Let's see. So our cookies need to bake. Let's see, because I have my recipe right here. For 8 to 10 minutes. So we're going to start our timer at 8 minutes. And then we'll check on them at that mark. All right, friends? So, let's see. I know that my mom, her birthday's this week. So she really likes pecans and oatmeal in her chocolate chip cookies. So what we're going to do with this next batch of cookies is take out a little bit of cookie dough. Let's see, maybe like half. So I'm going to do one more spoonful or spatula full. So now I have some in here. And all I'm going to do with that is take these fun pecans. And then I'm just going to break them with my fingers. Whoops. Dropped one, but I'll clean it up later. So I'm just going to break them up with my fingers and add them into our dough. So you can do this with a bunch of different things. Let's see, in your cookie dough. So you could add sprinkles, which we're going to do in a minute. You can add pecans like I'm doing, or oatmeal like I'm about to do. So now we're going to take our oatmeal, and I'm just going to sprinkle some in. Let's sit you guys back where you can see that. come around here so I can see what you're seeing. I'm just going to put you down a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to take some oatmeal and just sprinkle it in. Make sure you get your parents' help with that so too much doesn't end up in there. Close up our pecans and our oatmeal so they don't spill. And then we'll take our spatula and mix it in. So since I'm adding this part by myself, it's important to make sure the dough still looks right, because if we change it too much, it could impact the way that they'll bake. So I think what I might do is add a little bit more cookie dough to this one. Let's see. So we're going to mix it up again. Just like that. And this will be the cookies for my mom's birthday. And then with our last bit of cookie dough in this bowl, I know a lot of my friends really like rainbow sprinkles. So what I'm going to do is add in some sprinkles and just sprinkle them in. And then we'll mix it to see how they're looking. Now, I think chocolate chips are super fun because maybe you have allergies or someone in your family does. And you can use different recipes with substitutions, which means you are taking an ingredient that you wouldn't have normally used to replace one you're allergic to. So for example, my husband is allergic to gluten. So we like to use gluten-free flour in our cookie dough. This isn't gluten-free flour, but that's because these are for Miss Jessica's mom and her friends. So look at that. I don't know if that is quite enough sprinkles. Can you guys see honey in there? I think I'll add a little more just to be safe. Say when. Okay, ready? A little more. When. Okay. So now we're going to mix these puppies in. See if that gets our dough a little bit more sprinkled. Oh, that's much better. Okay, let me mix it in all the way to show you guys. There we go. Maybe when we get back to school, Miss Jessica will make this with you guys because these look super yummy. And now, remember how Miss Jessica and our other teachers always say in the morning to eat a morning snack that will fuel your body, or a healthy morning snack? Do you guys think cookies are a healthy morning snack, or do you think they're more of a treat? Let's see. They do have some healthy ingredients in them, like eggs or oatmeal and pecans, but they're mostly just a treat. Sorry. Yes, they are just a treat to eat maybe after lunch or after our dinners, depending on what your parents say. Because that way, we get to save them up and be excited for them. But first, we need to eat our vegetables, right? Or our fruits, or any proteins. For example, what would an example of a vegetable be? Do you guys think sprinkles are a vegetable? No. An example of a vegetable would be carrots or lettuce, turnips, radishes. What else? Bell peppers. I have a lot of friends that really like their bell peppers, or broccoli, green beans. There are a lot of yummy vegetables. But let's see if we can think of some fruit. Sometimes that goes really well with dessert too, right? Maybe strawberries or blueberries. Or if you're allergic to berries, you could do, what else could you do, friends? Oranges, that's right. Or strawberries, blueberries, oranges, apples, grapefruit. There are a bunch of super yummy options that you guys can eat. So those are our healthier foods, right? We already covered fruits and vegetables. What about protein? There are a bunch of different options. You could have chickpeas, black beans, tofu. You could have those really yummy Hebrew National hot dogs, or what's another protein, something that fills you up. Any sort of bean, really. We already talked about black beans. You could also do kidney beans, or you could do, what else do you guys think is protein? That's right, you could do hamburgers. I know some of my friends like chicken and quesadillas for lunches or dinners. All of that sounds like a really good, healthy option. But now that we've talked about all of our healthy foods, it is time to go check our cookies. Because Miss Jessica's timer says 40 seconds left. So we're going to go look at that and see how it's doing. Going to go check on them. Miss Jessica's screen protector is a little funny right now, so that might have been a weird image. Let's look. Oh, they're definitely not done yet. They've kind of melted. Here. I don't know how well you'll be able to see them, but we'll be able to tell when they're done because they will get much fluffier. So we're going to keep waiting on those, and actually while we wait, let's see. Jessica's going to take us back to the table. And we are just going to put you guys on pause. And oh, that is our timer. Sorry. Put you on pause. And I am going to get cleaning up a little bit while we wait for our cookies, okay? So I will be right back. All right, friends, our cookies are officially out of the oven. And look how yummy they look. So they're a little bit lighter than when we've made them in class before because we didn't have our baking soda or powder. So look, I'm going to break them. Yeah. Oh. You guys see how melted the chocolate is in there? And they look like they're going to be pretty soft. I'm excited to eat these after dinner. I think that baking with your family or for them is such a great way to show them how much you love them or spend time together. You could even go bake together, and then while your cookies are in the oven and there's someone there to watch the oven while they're cooking, take a nature walk with someone or go play out in the backyard or a pool if you have one, and then come back in to these amazing warm cookies and have them with milk. I think that sounds like the perfect afternoon. So I hope that you guys had so much fun baking with me and will bake cookies with your parents, or maybe cook together, or maybe make a peanut butter and jelly together. But I think that is going to be so fun for you guys. Have a good day, okay?